All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here. And before I jump into these straps, I wanted to tell you a little bit about these. I got an email from Ben, the creator of MORA NATO straps out there about 4 or 5 days ago. It was early in the morning. I got up before I went to work. I read the email, and as soon as I saw NATO straps, to be honest with you, I quit reading the email. I closed it out, said I'll get back to this later. I mean, when you do watch reviews on YouTube, guys, NATO straps show up in your mailbox quite often. And I enjoy NATO straps. I review them quite a bit. I wear them every once in a while. Right now, I've actually got one on the Kano because I wanted to try it on a NATO strap. But honestly, NATO straps, I've kind of hit a wall on them. There's only so much you can do with a NATO strap. And so, like I said, I just stopped reading the email and I closed it. Later that night, when I got home, I took the time to open the email and read the whole thing. It was quite a lengthy email. And Ben was actually explaining why he made these straps. He's been a watch enthusiast for a number of years. He's been watching my channel, a number of YouTube channels for years, looking at NATO straps. And for the last year and a half, he's been really trying to develop the best NATO strap he could come up with. And so he's put a lot of time into it. The materials used on these straps kind of is what pushed me to say, yeah, you know what, go ahead and send me a few of your straps and let's get them on the channel. So first thing I wanted to note to you guys is when I got these straps in the packaging, there is no... One of the big things that Ben is all about is no unnecessary packaging for landfills or anything like that, no plastic. So these basically came in a biodegradable, packaging. All three of them were in there, and they come in these cotton packages. Inside the package, once you open it up, you'll see that there is no extra plastic or anything wrapped around these straps. They come just like this. You pull them out of the cotton packaging, and they're ready to roll. So let's talk about what's different on these NATO straps. Now, this is a polyamide construction material here, so it's much thicker feeling or sturdier feeling than your standard NATO material, nylon NATO material. It comes in at 1.2 millimeters of thickness, 330 millimeters of overall length on this. So if you've got a big wrist, this is going to fit you no problem. Okay, the material is really neat because of the fact that he's worked really hard to get it just right. This isn't your seatbelt material, which even for myself, I can find to be a little bit slippery. And when I do wear a watch with the seatbelt material on it, my watch actually will move around. This is a little bit rougher material, so it's not quite that super smooth look. The holes are cut into it, precision cut, heat treated, and this type of material will not stretch. I've had some of the seatbelt and some of the thinner seatbelt materials that'll actually stretch the holes out. This is a tighter weave that has the softness, but because it's a tighter weave, it doesn't allow those holes to get bent out of shape. So the keepers on here, as you can see, are labeled with the MORA. I do think there's a little bit, is there plastic on there? Oh yeah, he probably doesn't even know there's plastic on these. They probably do this at the factory overseas and put that on there to protect the name, but there's the MORA logo. The keepers up here. This was the other reason. Oh, there's more plastic on there. I didn't even notice that at first. I don't think he probably even knows they're putting plastic on there, but that's a little extra stuff. But this was one of the big things that I liked about the straps. The material was number one. Number two is on their straps, these are all solid 316L stainless steel hardware. In other words, when I say solid, there's no pins holding this buckle on the watch. It's one solid piece all the way through, one solid piece. The only piece that's probably not solid is this, as it's bent around to go onto the buckle itself. But it's interesting because we have NATOs for so many years, and we've actually, a lot of us have started wanting that spring bar in there, holding that together so we can change out that buckle. The truth is, that really creates a weak point in a NATO strap. And the whole idea behind a NATO strap is that you don't lose your watch if you have one of your pins, on the watch come loose. So by putting a pin up here, you just create another weak point, in a buckle on a NATO strap. So that's not really that wise. So his are all solid. Stainless steel 316L. A lot of companies will use a lower grade 304 stainless on stuff like this. They'll use folded stainless, and this is really good stuff. Solid 316L stainless. Another thing is, instead of using, if I've taken some of my straps apart and I've modified them over the years, and when you get some of these keepers out, you'll notice that the keeper on the underside here will either have a soldered or a little welded part, or in some cases there's nothing. They're just bent together and placed, they're bent around here and put on the watch. Another weak point, if you were to have something grab this and pull it, you could actually stretch that keeper out and pull it off the watch when they're split design like that. These are, again, solid bar stock 316L stainless steel these are cut from. So it makes a big difference on a NATO strap. And I'm kind of taking the time to tell you guys this because I think this is what really makes the difference on these straps and why I'm showing them on the channel. Now, this is going to be kind of your classic Bond style strap here. I've got a few here in the package, so I've kind of told you about the construction, so let's just see what's in the packaging here. We've got a all black. This appears to be maybe a 20 millimeter. Right now, he's only making them in 20s and 22s. Very standard, and he has very standard colors right now over at the website. They've got black, gray, your new modern Bond, you know, with the black and gray. I didn't get one of those from him, to be honest, because I have so many of those sitting around the house. I didn't want to be a product pig and ask for something I don't really need to show on the channel. But yeah, so the very nice straps. Let's go ahead and here in just a second, I'll pause the camera and get these on the watches down below for you. I've got the Kano out and I've got the Breitling Super Ocean. I thought this black one would look really nice on the Breitling Super Ocean. So let's go ahead and pause it and get a couple of these on the watches real quick. All right, so I went ahead and put this kind of classic Bond style on the Kano. Looks really good, super clean straps here. I really like the way they feel. I love the feeling of this material. It's not quite seatbelt. It's not standard NATO by any sense of the means, but it's very comfortable feeling. One of the things I forgot to mention is the use of the full floating keeper here. Now, if you guys tuck your straps, your NATO straps, you know that when the company started coming out with the full floating keeper, it really made all the difference. And Ben is conscious enough of that, and he put the full floating keeper on these also. So also bring this one up here. I'll show you. Now, the big difference on this one between the one on the Kano, as you can see, is the hardware. The one on the Kano, the classic Bond, has the polished hardware. You also have the option of brushed hardware, which the black one here has on the Super Ocean. So it looks really, really nice on there. Since we've got it here, let's just go ahead and pull this one off and let's throw the gray one on the Kano just to see what it looks like. Pretty basic, I'm sure, but a gray NATO strap, to be honest with you, is always one of my favorites. It kind of goes with everything. It's a way of adding a little bit of, I don't know, flavor to even just a black and white watch. Looks good. Looks really good, actually, on that watch. May stay on there for a while. Let me go ahead and put the Breitling on the wrist so you guys can see what these straps look like on the wrist and buckled on. See if we can do this on camera without getting too crazy here. Now, I have a 7-inch wrist, guys, and these haven't been on a wrist yet, so it's going to take me a second here to adjust them. But actually, not too bad doing it on camera there. And get that tucked back underneath. And I can show you that full floating keeper there. Now, again, these are brand new, and but they fit good. Looks good on the watch. The keepers, you can move these around here to keep the strap. You can see I can pull it all the way down there to the bottom to keep the strap tucked underneath. So typical good-looking NATO strap. Now, these run at $32 at the website, guys. Now, I know it's a little bit pricey, but these are, you know, really, really premium NATO straps. About as good as you can get, to be honest with you, for a NATO strap. I mean, I really think the materials used here, the consciousness in the buckle assembly, the way they're doing those, all solid 316L stainless steel. Just great looking watches from MORA watch straps. Guys, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can find these watch straps over at the website. Very nice looking stuff. Ben at MORA Watch Straps, you've done a nice job. So, all right, guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. All right, thanks, guys.